Welcome back to Coins Numismatic Series. Every coin has a secret, and today's one might just make you rich. Most people ignore Lincoln pennies, but collectors know the truth. Some of these tiny 1-cent coins are actually hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. In today's video, we're counting down the top 5 most valuable Lincoln pennies you should never spend these. Some of these have shocking errors, rare mint marks, and unbelievable values that could change everything. So before you spend your spare change, watch this carefully, because you might already have one of these valuable pennies sitting at home right now. Let's get started. The 1976 D. Lincoln Penny 1-cent coin. The 1976 D. Lincoln penny is a coin deeply connected to one of the most significant celebrations in American history, the United States bicentennial. While most collectors immediately think of the special quarter, half-dollar, and dollar designs issued that year, the Lincoln penny quietly continued its traditional design, making it an interesting contrast between change and continuity in U.S. coinage. Minted in Denver and marked with the D. Mint mark, the 1976 D. penny carries the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that had already been in use for nearly 7 decades. Created by Victor David Brenner, the portrait represents stability and tradition, something the U.S. Mint deliberately maintained during a year of national celebration. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design remains unchanged, symbolizing unity and national heritage. Introduced in 1959, this reverse design had become one of the most recognized images in American coinage. Even during the bicentennial year, the decision to keep the Lincoln cent design unchanged reflected its enduring importance in everyday commerce. The composition of the 1976 D. penny is 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a weight of approximately 3.11 grams. This places it firmly within the classic copper era of U.S. pennies, which many collectors prefer due to their heavier feel and rich metallic appearance. Over time, these coins often develop a brown patina, but well-preserved examples can still display their original red luster. In terms of mintage, the 1976 D. penny was produced in very large numbers, with over 4.2 billion coins struck at the Denver Mint. This high mintage means that the coin is extremely common in circulated condition. Most examples found in pocket change today are worth only their face value, which is why many people overlook them entirely. However, within this massive mintage lies the true appeal for collectors. The 1976 D. penny becomes significantly more interesting when you start focusing on condition, strike quality, and subtle minting characteristics. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition, especially those with full red coloration, are far more desirable and can command higher prices. In lower uncirculated grades, such as MS63 or MS64, these coins may be worth a few dollars. But as the grade increases, the value rises sharply. High-grade examples graded MS66 or MS67 can sell for $50 to $150 or more, depending on their eye appeal and surface quality. Exceptional specimens with near-perfect surfaces and strong luster have been known to reach even higher values in the collector market. One of the reasons for this increase in value at higher grades is the difficulty of finding pristine examples. Despite the large number produced, most 1976 D. pennies entered circulation and experienced wear, contact marks, and environmental exposure. Finding a coin that has remained untouched, with sharp details and original mint brilliance, is much more challenging than the mintage figures might suggest. Another aspect that adds interest to the 1976 D. penny is the presence of minor mint errors and varieties. These can include die cracks, die chips, and slight doubling in certain design elements. While these errors are generally subtle, they are highly appealing to collectors who specialize in varieties. Die cracks, for example, can appear as raised lines on the coin's surface, caused by fractures in the minting dies. Each crack is unique, giving individual coins a distinctive appearance. Die chips can create small raised bumps, often found in letters or near the date. These features may seem minor, but they add character and individuality to each coin. There are also instances of off-center strikes and other striking errors, although these are less common. Such errors can significantly increase the value of a 1976 D. penny, especially if they are dramatic and well-preserved. Collector interest in the 1976 D penny is also influenced by its historical context. Being part of the bicentennial year, it represents a time of national pride and reflection. While it does not carry a special commemorative design, its connection to that year adds an extra layer of meaning for collectors. For many, collecting coins from 1976 is a way to commemorate the bicentennial, and the Lincoln penny plays an important role in completing that set. This keeps demand steady, particularly for high-quality examples. Another reason collectors are drawn to this coin is its accessibility. It is relatively easy to find, making it an ideal coin for beginners. At the same time, the challenge of finding high-grade or error examples keeps more experienced collectors engaged. The 1976 D Lincoln penny ultimately demonstrates that value in coin collecting is not always about rarity alone. Condition, historical context, and subtle variations all play a role in determining a coin's desirability. It's a reminder that even the most common coins can become valuable when viewed through the lens of a collector. The 1963 D Lincoln penny 1-cent coin. The 1963 D Lincoln penny takes us back to a different era in American history, a time marked by significant social change and historical events. Minted in Denver, this coin is part of the early 1960s Copper Penny series, a period that many collectors consider one of the most attractive and historically rich in the Lincoln cent timeline. The obverse of the 1963 D penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had already become deeply ingrained in American culture. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1963, frame the portrait, along with the D mint mark indicating its production in Denver. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design continues to dominate, with its detailed architecture and symbolic representation of unity. The tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial remains one of the most fascinating details in U.S. coinage, showcasing the precision and artistry of the design. The composition of the 1963 D penny is the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy, giving it a weight of 3.11 grams. These coins are known for their rich, warm color and the potential for beautiful toning over time. Red uncirculated examples are especially prized, as they retain their original mint luster. The mintage of the 1963 D penny was substantial, with over 1.7 billion coins produced. While this makes it a common coin in circulated condition, it also means that high-grade examples are not as easy to find as one might expect. Many coins from this era were heavily used in daily transactions, leading to wear and damage. In circulated grades, the 1963 D penny is typically worth only a few cents. However, in uncirculated condition, the value increases significantly. Coins graded MS-63 to MS-65 can sell for $5 to $20, while higher-grade examples can reach $50 or more. The real excitement begins with coins graded MS-66 and above. At these levels, the combination of sharp strike, clean surfaces, and strong luster becomes much harder to find. Such coins can command prices of $100 to $300 or more, depending on their overall quality and eye appeal. In rare cases, near-perfect examples graded MS-67 or higher have achieved even greater values at auction. These coins represent the finest known specimens and are highly sought after by advanced collectors. The 1963 D penny also offers opportunities for collectors interested in errors and varieties. While it does not feature the dramatic double die seen in some other years, there are still minor double die varieties, repunched mint marks, and die cracks that can add value. Repunched mint marks are particularly interesting, as they occur when the mint mark is struck more than once in slightly different positions. This creates a visible doubling effect that can be detected under magnification. These varieties are popular among collectors who specialize in mint mark anomalies. Die cracks and chips are also common on coins from this era, adding unique characteristics to individual pieces. While these features may not dramatically increase value, they contribute to the overall appeal and collectability of the coin. The historical context of the 1963 D penny adds another layer of significance. This was a pivotal year in American history, marked by major events that shaped the nation's future. Owning a coin from this year is like holding a small piece of that history, something that resonates with many collectors. Collector interest in the 1963 D penny is driven by a combination of factors, including its classic design, copper composition, and historical importance. It is a coin that appeals to both beginners and experienced collectors, offering a balance between affordability and the potential for high-grade rarity. Another reason for its popularity is its role within the broader Lincoln Cent series. Many collectors aim to build complete sets of Lincoln pennies, and the 1963 D is an essential part of that journey. Finding a high-quality example can be both challenging and rewarding. Ultimately, the 1963 D Lincoln penny stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of the Lincoln Cent. It represents a time when coins were still made primarily of copper, when craftsmanship and design were highly valued, and when even the smallest denomination carried a sense of permanence. Together, these two coins show that value in coin collecting comes in many forms. Whether it's the historical connection of the 1976 D penny or the classic appeal of the 1963 D, each coin offers its own story, its own challenges, and its own rewards for those willing to look closely. The 1998 D Lincoln Penny 1-cent coin. The 1998 D Lincoln Penny tells a completely different story, but one that is just as fascinating for collectors. Unlike the dramatic composition change of 1982, this coin's value comes from a subtle design detail, one so small that most people would never notice it without careful inspection. At first glance, the 1998 D penny looks like any other modern coin. It features the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By this time, the composition had long since shifted to zinc with a copper coating, giving the coin a lighter weight of 2.5 grams. The Denver Mint produced a large number of pennies in 1998, and the vast majority are common and worth only face value. But hidden among these ordinary coins is a rare variety that has captured the attention of collectors, the wide AM error. To understand this error, you need to look closely at the word America on the reverse of the coin. On most 1998 pennies, the letters A and M are very close together, almost touching. This is known as the close AM design, and it is the standard version used for circulation coins. However, a small number of 1998 pennies were struck using a different reverse design, one that was intended for proof coins. This version features a wider gap between the A and M, creating what is known as the wide AM variety. This happened because of a mix-up at the mint, where proof dies were accidentally used to strike circulation coins. As a result, these wide AM pennies entered circulation unnoticed, where they could be found in everyday change. The difference between close AM and wide AM might seem minor, but for collectors, it makes all the difference. The wide AM variety is significantly rarer and much more valuable. In circulated condition, a 1998 wide AM penny can be worth anywhere from $20 to $50. In uncirculated condition, values can rise to $100, $300, or even $500 depending on the coin's grade. High-grade examples, especially those with strong luster and minimal marks, have been known to sell for close to $1,000. The design of the 1998 D penny remains consistent with the long-running Lincoln Memorial series. The obverse portrait of Lincoln continues to symbolize stability and tradition, while the reverse design reflects American heritage. Even after decades of use, this design still holds strong appeal among collectors. In addition to the wide AM variety, the 1998 D penny can also feature other minor errors and varieties. These include double dies, die cracks, and off-center strikes. While not as valuable as the wide AM, these errors still attract interest and can add value to individual coins. Collector interest in the 1998 D penny is particularly strong because of its accessibility. Unlike rare coins that require significant investment, this coin can still be found in circulation. This makes it a favorite among both beginners and experienced collectors. There is a sense of excitement that comes with searching for wide AM pennies. Every time you examine a 1998 coin, there is a chance, however small, that you might find one of these valuable varieties. This keeps collectors engaged and constantly searching. Another reason for its popularity is its connection to other similar errors. The 1998 wide AM penny is part of a group that includes the 1999 and 2000 wide AM varieties. Together, these coins form a set that many collectors aim to complete. The historical context of the 1998 penny also adds to its appeal. By the late 1990s, coin production had become highly efficient, and errors were less common than in earlier decades. This makes the existence of the wide AM variety even more intriguing. For collectors, the 1998 D. Lincoln penny is a reminder that value doesn't always come from age. Even relatively modern coins can become valuable if they have the right combination of rarity, error, and demand. In the end, this coin proves that the smallest details can have the biggest impact. A tiny gap between two letters can transform an ordinary penny into a prized collectible. And that is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The idea that treasure can be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice it. The 1972 D. Lincoln penny 1-cent coin. The 1972 D. Lincoln penny stands as a fascinating example of how even high mintage coins can carry hidden value and collector appeal when examined closely. Produced at the Denver Mint, this coin was part of a year when the United States was experiencing economic changes, yet the Lincoln cent remained a constant in everyday commerce. At first glance, the 1972 D. penny appears completely ordinary. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Lincoln's profile faces right, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date, 1972, along with the D. Mint mark to the right. The reverse displays the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Within the memorial, a small but remarkable detail can be seen: the statue of Lincoln seated inside, visible even at such a tiny scale. The composition of the 1972 D. penny is primarily copper, consisting of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This gives the coin a weight of approximately 3.11 grams and a distinct reddish-brown appearance when in uncirculated condition. Over time, many of these coins have toned to darker shades of brown due to oxidation, but well-preserved examples still showcase their original luster. Now, when it comes to mintage, the 1972 D. Lincoln penny was produced in massive quantities. The Denver Mint struck over 2.6 billion of these coins, making it one of the more common issues in the Lincoln cent series. Because of this high mintage, most 1972 D. pennies are only worth their face value in circulated condition. However, this is where the story becomes much more interesting. Despite being a common coin overall, the 1972 D. penny has drawn attention from collectors due to subtle varieties and minting inconsistencies. While it does not feature the famous double die obverse seen in the Philadelphia 1972 penny, there are still minor double die varieties and die deterioration issues that can be found on Denver minted coins. These are often less dramatic, but still highly collectible for those who specialize in varieties. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1972 D. penny is the presence of die cracks, die chips, and other small anomalies caused by the wear and tear of minting equipment. These imperfections can create unique patterns on individual coins, turning an otherwise common piece into something distinctive. Collectors often search for these varieties because they represent the individuality of each coin struck during mass production. In terms of value, most circulated 1972 D. pennies remain worth just 1 cent. However, coins in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from a few cents to several dollars, depending on their grade and color designation. Red uncirculated examples, which retain their original mint luster, are especially desirable and can command higher prices in the collector market. High-grade specimens graded by professional services can reach significantly higher values. Coins graded MS65 or above, particularly those with strong strike quality and minimal marks, may sell for $20 to $50 or more. Exceptional examples in near-perfect condition can exceed $100, especially if they exhibit full red coloration and sharp details. Another factor that contributes to collector interest is the challenge of finding high-quality examples. Because these coins were widely circulated, many have suffered from wear, scratches, and environmental damage. Finding a pristine 1972 D penny is not as easy as its mintage might suggest, which adds to its appeal among collectors. The 1972 D penny also holds historical significance as part of the pre-1982 copper era. This was before the composition change that introduced zinc-based pennies, making all 1972 cents part of the classic copper series. Many collectors appreciate these coins for their weight, feel, and traditional composition, which differ from modern pennies. For beginners, the 1972 D penny serves as an excellent entry point into coin collecting. It is widely available, affordable, and offers opportunities to learn about grading, varieties, and minting processes. For advanced collectors, it provides a chance to hunt for high-grade examples and subtle errors that can enhance a collection. Ultimately, the 1972 D Lincoln penny may not be the rarest coin in the series, but it embodies the essence of coin collecting. The idea that even the most common coins can hold hidden stories and unexpected value when viewed through the eyes of a collector. The 1972 S Lincoln penny 1-cent coin. The 1972 S Lincoln penny introduces a completely different level of intrigue and collector interest, largely due to its association with proof coinage and its connection to one of the most famous double-die varieties in the Lincoln cent series. Minted in San Francisco, the 1972 S penny was produced primarily as a proof coin, intended for collectors rather than general circulation. Proof coins are specially struck using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and exceptionally sharp details. These coins were included in proof sets sold directly to collectors, making them distinct from regular circulation strikes. The obverse of the 1972 S penny features the same Lincoln portrait as other coins in the series, but the level of detail is far more refined. The fields are highly reflective, creating a striking contrast with the frosted devices in cameo and deep cameo examples. The reverse, with the Lincoln Memorial design, also exhibits crisp lines and a polished appearance that sets it apart from standard coins. The composition of the 1972 S penny is the same as other cents of the era, 95% copper and 5% zinc, with a weight of 3.11 grams. However, the quality of the strike and the finish make these coins particularly appealing to collectors. The mintage of 1972 S-proof pennies was significantly lower than that of circulation coins, with approximately 3.26 million produced. While this number may seem high compared to rare coins, it is relatively low in the context of U.S. coinage, especially considering that many proof coins have been damaged or mishandled over time. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1972 S penny is the possibility of double die errors, particularly in proof coinage. While the most famous 1972 double die is associated with the Philadelphia Mint, collectors have also identified minor double die varieties in San Francisco issues. These can appear as slight doubling in the inscriptions or design elements, adding to the coin's uniqueness. Another area of interest is cameo and deep cameo contrast. Proof coins are often graded based on the strength of this contrast, with deep cameo examples being the most desirable. These coins feature heavily frosted devices against deeply mirrored fields, creating a dramatic visual effect that collectors highly value. In terms of market value, standard 1972 S-proof pennies are relatively affordable, often selling for a few dollars in typical proof condition. However, coins with strong cameo or deep cameo contrast can command higher prices, ranging from $10 to $50 or more depending on their grade. High-grade examples graded PR69 or PR70 by professional grading services can reach even higher values. Perfect or near-perfect coins with deep cameo contrast are particularly sought after and can sell for $100 or more, especially when demand is strong. Errors and varieties can significantly increase the value of a 1972 S penny. Double dies, die cracks, and other anomalies are closely examined by collectors, and verified examples can fetch premium prices. The rarity of such errors in proof coinage adds to their appeal. Collector interest in the 1972 S penny is driven by several factors. First, it represents the craftsmanship of proof coinage, showcasing the highest level of detail and finish achievable by the mint. Second, It offers opportunities for specialization, such as collecting cameo and deep cameo examples or searching for varieties and errors. Additionally, the 1972 penny is part of a broader historical narrative. During this period, the San Francisco Mint was transitioning from producing circulation coins to focusing primarily on proof coinage. This shift adds historical context to the coin, making it more than just a collectible. It is a reflection of changes within the U.S. mint system. For collectors, the 1972 penny provides a balance between accessibility and challenge. While standard examples are easy to obtain, finding high-grade or unique varieties requires patience and expertise. This makes it an engaging coin for both beginners and experienced numismatists. In the end, the 1972 Lincoln penny stands as a testament to the artistry and precision of proof coinage, as well as the enduring appeal of the Lincoln cent series. Whether valued for its beauty, its potential errors, or its place in history, it remains a compelling addition to any coin collection.